Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Today the talk will be about another monitor of the acid base, which is the sodium, chloride, and chloride sodium ratio. It's very important. When you get a data about sodium, you have to get the same data about chloride and calculate or see the level between chloride and sodium. This is very important while you are interpreting the ABG. Sodium for sure has a lot of things in our interpretations of ABG. For the sodium and the chloride has a big share in the strong differences. Sodium and the chloride has a share in the measurements of an ion gap, and sodium chloride, in addition to the buffer base, has a share for the definitions of how much is the strong ion gap. So this is we discussed this before, but the talk of now or of today is very important. When you get the data of sodium, you should you should not make interpretation alone for the value of sodium. Sodium might be high. This is a high, but high. Why? Is it heme concentrations? It might be. Is it due to additions of salt-containing material like sodium acetate or sodium bicarbonate, something like that? Might be. How can I know? So I have to read or to measure the chloride. So the interpretations of sodium, you should read the chloride together and find the ratio between chloride and sodium. Usually the ratio is about 75%. So increasing the sodium, you should look for the chloride. Chloride itself may be high or low. High or low, high may be high or low, either dilutions, or high due to the additions of normal saline, or high as a pathology in relation to for the electroneutrality with bicarbonate. This is low due to vomiting or high due to diarrhea. So this is a very important point. So first, I have to read. This is to know the value of sodium and know the value of chloride and the ratio between sodium and chloride, or chloride and sodium, to know whether this is hemodilution, hemoconcentration, or addition of salt-containing sodium or salt-containing chloride, or the problem is due to chloride bicarbonate electric neutrality, as in cases of vomiting, diarrhea, or use of diuretics or something like that. Either problem, this is a problem for gastrointestinal tract or the kidney. So this is the ratio that I've mentioned before. 75% should be kept in mind while you are interpreting the chloride sodium ratio. This chloride sodium ratio also is important to determine the expected, if you have the sodium, to define the expected chloride, and this is very important if you take the reverse direction. But usually we take it in these directions: sodium, the measured sodium and the measured chloride, and see what is the problem. Look at this table. This is a normal value of sodium and chloride, and this is strong ion differences. If there is an increase in the sodium with concomitant increase in the chloride, and the ratio is the same, 74, 75%, this means hemoconcentrations. If the sodium decreases with concomitant decrease in the chloride, and the ratio is the same, 74% or 75%, this means that hemodilution. And from this formula, you can define how much water deficit by this is 0.5% in the body weight multiplied by the carnal sodium minus the idle sodium over the idle sodium. This will give you how much water deficit. And in this case, this heme concentration, this is heme concentration, strong ion differences is large. This is some sort of alkalosis, and this is hemodilution. This is low. This is some sort of acidosis. Strong ion differences is minus. This is another important point when you look at the chloride. High chloride, this percent in relation to the sodium, this means the hyperchloremia, this is acidosis. Low chloride in relation to the sodium less than 75% or 72%, this means alkalosis. So this is look at these values. This is a chloride and this is sodium, and all of them, this is the number of chloride and the sodium. Don't look at this. You should look at this. This is a sodium 130 or the sodium was 140, but the chloride is high, the percentage is large. This means that there is high hyperchloremia. So this is don't be misled just reading, looking at the sodium. Sodium is 140, it's close to the normal, or sodium 130, or sodium 160, and the chloride is larger, and the percent is 84%. This means that is some sort of hyperkalemia. Hyperkalemia, this is a metabolic acidosis, and might be due to diarrhea or infusion of normal saline. On the other hand, this is a normal saline. This is normal sodium, normal or close to the normal, or low, or this is high. But look at this concurrent chloride itself, and the ratio between the two is 70. This means this hypochloremia. And hypochloremia, this is, it is a metabolic alkalosis, and this may be due to vomiting with loss of chloride, or due to the use of furosemide, and in this case, there is loss of chloride. So simply don't be misled with reading who's looking at this is sodium normal, and this is sodium normal. But here, look at the chloride and the ratio between the two. The chloride and the ratio between the two, you will make a different comment. Thank you.